Hello. Welcome along to episode 117 of Adventures in Pop. My name is Simon Jacobs. I'm still kind of angling my whole production here so that you can just take a little glimpse there of my lovely YouTube plaque that is for 100,000 subscribers. And I'm very, very proud of that fact. And if you are not one of them yet, well, I'd hurry if I were you, because you don't want to be the last person, not to be a subscriber. It would just, you'll look foolish. I'm just trying to help, really. I want to talk about one thing and one thing only today, and that is the fact that at the end of this week, I've got another new single out. This will be, I think, the 8th track to be released from my forthcoming kind of dancey album. Although I've got to be honest and say this is probably the least dancey of the dance tracks on the dance album. So coming out at the end of this week, which is going to make it the 4th of April, for those of you who are kind of, in the current time. I'm talking to you now in 2025, just in case that is not clear. So at the end of this week, 4th of April, my 8th single comes out from this album, and it is called Heartburn. So I want to tell you a little bit about Heartburn and then share with you the brand new video days in advance of its actual release. I'll let you hear the track and well, we'll all be happy then, won't we, I think. So it's called Heartburn. This song has been around for a little while. And I think from the moment I wrote it, I thought, oh, that's quite interesting. It's a little different in its sound palette from quite a lot of the other ones. The melody and the way the song is structured is interesting and requires a little bit of concentration when you're singing it because of the way the timing works with the words. But you'll be able to hear that when the whole thing kind of starts. It's very rhythmic for certain, even if it's not exactly your full-on, body pumping dance track. The thing about this song Heartburn is it's a bit of a true story. It's like I've taken a tiny scene from my memory and just described the scenario, what was going on. And it is the story. I'm sure you can relate to this for those of you who go to parties and sometimes wish that you were not there. This is about, okay, let's wind the clocks back. I was very young, and actually being very young is an important part of this story of this song, because the song is basically saying, there was so much I didn't know that was still yet to come about matters of the heart. So, I didn't know about the heartburn, i.e. what was going to happen later, or the highs and lows and the tears and the joy and the pain and blah, blah, blah. That gives you heartburn. Okay, so I'm going to tell you as much as I can tell you without compromising too many other people. Who cares? I was in my lower 6th year at school, so I was about a year away from doing my A-levels, but I was in the school play. That's right. I was in the school play after the school play had run its 4 nights of obviously enormously successful performances. On the last night, as is the tradition, somebody in the play. And I was only a little person in those days, very much so in that school and in that play. We were doing As You Like It by Shakespeare. And if I remember rightly, I was the second Lord of the Forest. Now, I think if you look carefully at the original Shakespeare work, there isn't a second Lord of the Forest. What my English teacher did, or my drama teacher did, was to cut the one and only Lord of the Forest into 2 parts to allow me to have, I think, 5 words to say, which I have to tell you, I delivered with great aplomb. So, I deserved a party. So anyway, because I was part of the cast, I was invited to this party on the last night. The party was somewhere in the edge of North London somewhere. It seemed like a very, very long way away. I didn't know where I was. It's on the edge of the city and the country, which seemed kind of exciting, far from a town centre, far from what it seemed like transport. The only way we were going to get back in the morning was with a taxi or with somebody's help. So I took a friend to this party, and this friend and me, I think we probably were quite interested in just being away from everybody. I think we went to the party only to escape from everybody else. But when we got to the party, of course, we realised we'd gone a long way to this place with all these people. We didn't really know any of the people, so we escaped. But we couldn't escape very far. We couldn't go home because we were stranded. So we had to get back into the party at some point. So we basically just went out through the back door, as it says in this song, and kind of ran down through some fields, and we could still see the house where the party was. You could still hear the music, and we just got on with other things in the middle of the night somewhere. And it was probably May, and so the sun did come up quite early, and it was cold, but it wasn't freezing, and I can almost smell it. It was so exciting. So it's the story of going to a party, not wanting to be there really, not knowing quite what to do, but then thinking, why don't we just escape and go and do adult things somewhere down by a stream, in a field in the middle of the night, with the moon and the party music somewhere over there where the house was, and full of people doing probably horrendous things. So that's the story. That is the story of Heartburn. And, well, as I say, it's a fun and rhythmic track, not necessarily your most dancey thing, but I am going to leave it with you and let you be the judge of, how much movement you can do to this fabulous track with this lovely video. It is, as I say, the 8th track on the album, which means there are only going to be a few more, and then I will just feel duty-bound to put the whole album out, maybe with a surprise track or two. Depends how far I go in releasing them all. There's certainly going to be one more after this, maybe two more after this, but we'll see how we go. I'll leave you, in the meantime, I'll be back ever so soon. I'll leave you with Heartburn, and I hope you enjoy it. Here it comes. You take care. Bye-bye.
So we landed at the party like two aliens arrived from outer space. When I looked all around me, it was like I didn't know a single person in the place. So we opened up the back door and slipped outside unseen into the cool spring air. Oh, what the night might have in store, I could only dream of, but with you beside me I didn't care. We ran down hills through empty fields to where a little stream flows, and I could still hear the party music play. Through the dark I can see shifting shadows in the windows, move to Roxy music, singing Dance Away. I didn't know how much I had to learn, all the passion and the pain they gave me. Heartburn, for every joy there were tears in return, but I didn't know how the heart burned. Far away I could see the dawn would soon be coming, but right now we were lost in a swirling mist. Ooh, I knew I'd spend my whole life running, trying to find a magic moment just like this. It was as if I took the Polaroid and caught the image forever in my brain. I knew you would leave out, but at least I could always come back here again. We ran downhill through empty fields where the stream flows, and I could still hear party music play. Through the dark I could see shifting shadows in the windows. Move to Roxy music, singing dance away. When you're young it's so hard to discern all the highs and lows that give you heartburn. For every joy there were tears in return, but I didn't know about the heartburn. Oh, I didn't know how much I had to learn, all the passion and the pain it gave me. Heartburn. For every joy there were tears in return.